So today we are having a book talk program, and here actually we had invited more than 20 parents, so we could see very less presence over here. I hope they will be coming. So we would like to begin the program. So before we begin the program, I would like to welcome special parents who have come here to see the students' report. They have been preparing for this program for about 2 weeks. And special thanks for your presence over here. Plus, I would like to thank vice principals, sirs, and all the teachers of Pawan Prakriti School. And I would like to especially welcome all the enthusiastic students who have done a very hard labor to make this program happen. Let's see, we have to see their report over here. So, without any delay, I would like to hand over this microphone to the students panel over here. This program is not ours, we speak very less over here because we have already spoken a lot in the classroom. And today, I would like to request, I would like to have all my students speak over here and to make this program a beautiful one, a successful one. So thank you so much. I would like to hand over this microphone to Aastha, who will be the moderator of this program and who will be handling all this program.
Good afternoon everyone, my name is Aastha Bista and I'm from 9A, and today I'm going to be moderating and controlling this entire book talk. I'm the moderator of the show. So how this program is gonna go is that, first of all, Sheela is going to introduce us to our surroundings, such as the model and the chart papers on the wall. After that, we will move on to an introduction of the book talk and the book or the novel, The Breadwinner. After which, the students playing the characters will introduce their roles. And then I will be asking questions to all of the students turn by turn. Then I will be allowing the journalists who are sitting over there, I will give them a chance to ask questions to the students. Then the audience or the parents will get a chance to inquire to the students as well. And then I'm going to be concluding the program. Thank you. I would like to pass the mic to Sheela Gyawali for her introduction.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's such an honor that you all are present here today. So today I am answering the question as Pravana, the main character of this. So, first of all, I would like to bring your attention towards the things we have prepared today. So, in this book talk, I think you might all have your own definition of book talk or your own idea of book talk, but today it's a different one. Today we all are sitting here as a character of the novel, and we are going to be answering and questioning and then taking our show forward. So first of all, I would like to bring your attention towards this thing, and I would like to start with the model we have prepared here. I think you all know or you have seen it somewhere that Afghanistan is ruled by Taliban, and still now it is being ruled by Taliban, and it is one of the most unhappiest country in the world. So Taliban are the people who are directly related with the guns and the bombs. Oh, that is scary. So we have a model of the house. if you visit to Afghanistan, I'm sure you will not be able to visit Afghanistan because the Taliban are not going to give you visa. But if you visit Afghanistan, you will see this kind of house. This house is being ruled by the bombs and the guns because Taliban's people believe that the guns and the bombs can bring peace, not and the development, not the peace or anything would bring the development. Rather, they believe the bombs and the guns would bring the development in the country. And this is the kind of the house you will see if you visit to Afghanistan. And the whole and the main character and the whole character here were living in this house in the novel, and we have tried to showcase you all to it. And here are so many things like that is the Afghanistan flag, and this is the jail. I mean, in the novel, the father of the Parwana was arrested for doing nothing, and it is so common in Afghanistan. Like there are so many jails. People are taken from their home in the jails without doing anything mistake. Like they are taken to the jail, and if you visit Afghanistan, there are too many jails that Taliban's constructed. Like they do not invest the money in developing the country or doing rather this or that. They just construct the jails and keep the people in the jail who protest against them. And there are bombs, and we have prepared some kind of quotes. And there is also star books. Like we have suggested you the book that are from like sweet series or like iced fiction, the educational cookies or the chef's special. Like there are so many books you could actually read that are very good, like in our opinion, because we have already read it. And then I'd like to bring your attention towards the quote. Just as Parwana found strength beneath her chador, we can find steps to our chains. Parwana is the main character who struggled in this novel, who struggled to win bread for the family, and she struggled with everyone and found the strength beneath her chador. 11-year-old struggled for her family to survive and to do things. So we can also find the steps to our chains because we all are here and we can and we will always, we have to always think for positive things to happen that will make our life more positive in that way. So all these things not only represents about the novel, but this also represents our group work and the hard work we have done in this past few days. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheela, for your wonderful definitions and your work. Now, I would like to move on to another phase of this book talk. So, you might all be wondering, what is a book talk? A book talk, given by its name, is a program where we talk about a book. But today, it's not as simple as that. As you can see, there are different people playing characters over here, and they are playing characters that are present in the novel written by Deborah Ellis, known as the Breadwinner. So, I would like to ask the students to give a brief introduction of their characters.
Good evening everyone, all presented here. My name is Aadesh and I am the student of 90. And today I am here to speak on behalf of Nurullah, who is the father of Parwana, the breadwinning girl, and also the main character from the novel, The Breadwinner. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Sheela Gyawali. I am honored today to answer question behalf of Prawana, the breadwinner and the main character of the novel, and I am a great Malayali. Thank you.
Good afternoon everyone. I am playing the role of Nuriya, older sister of Parwana, and I will be answering questions upon her behalf. In the novel, I'm seen as a typical mean and bitter elder sister, but in fact, I'm quite the loving and sweet elder sister.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Ashwini. I am a student of grade 9C, and today I am here to play the role of Fatana, who is Parvana's mother. In the novel, she is seen as a loving, smart, and controlling mother. Thank you.
Good afternoon everyone, I am Ridima and a student of grade 9. Today I'll be answering on the behalf of Mrs. Supriya, a character of the novel. She was a brave woman who wanted to write a magazine to aware the world about what was happening in Afghanistan. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all the ladies and gentlemen. I am Supriya from 9D in front of you to present a special character known as Saujia, who is one of the characters in the Breadwinner. I am a character who works for her dream, who is career oriented, and I work for my own future. And you will be knowing about me later on also. Thank you.
Hello and good evening everyone. I would like to introduce myself as Selisty from class 9. Today I will be talking on the behalf of the author Deborah Ellis from the book The Breadwinner. She is I am a Canadian writer who writes books by interviewing people, and the theme of my book is writing the sufferings of the people by knowing their reality. So thank you. I hope you enjoy it.
So, as we all know, this book talk is about the book called The Breadwinner. So, what is the breadwinner? So, a breadwinner is a person, a typical person in a family that brings the bread in the house. What does bread mean? It means food. So, the person who brings the food in the house is known as the breadwinner of the house. So, this novel circles around an 11-year-old girl called Parvana. She's an 11-year-old girl that has turned into a boy for the sake of her family, because if you all know the situation of Afghanistan, you will know that you can't go out of the house without a man. And her father, a man, was arrested for nothing. We know that. Since he was arrested for nothing, she had to go out of her comfort zone and become the breadwinner of her family. She had to work at home and even outside. She had to risk her life, because if she got caught, we wouldn't know what would happen to her. She could die, she could be tortured, she could spend the rest of her life in jail. And that's what the Breadwinner, the novel Breadwinner circles around. So, it is situated in Afghanistan. The capital city of Afghanistan is Kabul. It is situated in there. In Afghanistan, 99% of people are Muslim. They follow the Islamic religion. And if you know, then in Islamic religion, women aren't technically respected. They have to cover their faces, cover their hair, cover their entire body. They can't do anything on their own. They have to be with a man to do anything. They can't go out either. But in Afghanistan, it's just really bad. It's the worst in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, if you're seen outside without a man alone, then even if you're wearing a hijab, you will be beaten up, you will be taken to jail, or you could even die. So that's how bad the situation of women in Afghanistan is. Imagine living in a world where you can't study, you can't go out of your house, you can't go anywhere without a man. That's what this book circles around. So now, I would like to begin my questions, starting from the author. So, Deborah Ellis, what was your motive to actually write the novel, this amazing novel called The Breadwinner?
Thank you for this thoughtful question, Miss Moderator. So, I have already explained that I am a Canadian writer who writes the book by interviewing people. So, for this book, I went to Pakistan and spent some months interviewing the people in refugee camps, in the Afghan refugee camps where refugees are kept. And I actually interviewed a refugee, a woman and her daughter who is actually disguising herself as a boy for the condition explained in this novel. She is disguising herself as a boy for the sake of our family. So this is actually the motive of writing this novel. Thank you.
So, thank you for your wonderful answer. Now, another question for you is, everyone in the novel has their own special character. They play their own special role. But instead of everyone else, like the mother, the sister, or even the father, why did you decide to put Parvana, an 11-year-old girl, as the main character or protagonist for the show?
Once again, thank you for this meaningful question. So there is a popular saying that a child never lies, and it is also common that a child is considered as the second form of God, as they never lie, as like they are the purest form of humankind with no greed and misconception in their heart. So I just wanted to convey this beautiful story as a child. Like I want to convey this in a form of purity and honesty through our child. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you for your answer. So, to Parvana, ever since your father got arrested, we know that he got arrested for telling a story in his house and making too much noise. So, ever since your father got arrested, you have been the breadwinner and you have been doing all the work in the family. Your mother and your sister or anyone else in the house have been too depressed to even move one finger. But you have been going out of your own comfort zone to bring money into the house. Didn't you ever feel as if you were the adult in the family instead of your mother?
Thank you for the wonderful question. I think that as the character I have shown in the novel, and the situation of the family I had a very depressing situation in my family. My father was arrested. My mother could not go outside of her home because she was a woman and did not have any men to carry her outside, and my sister already had her woman features, like she already had developed her woman features and she could not bring the money in the family. And my junior siblings were so young that they do not know what is right or what is wrong. And I don't think that my parents or my mother or anyone in the family wanted me to get out of my comfort zone or bring money into the family. It was the situation that compelled my family, the members of my family, to make me go outside and bring the bread for my family. Yes, it of course felt like I was the adult in the family because yes, I was an adult and I was working as an adult too. I was an 11-year-old girl. I was acting as an adult and I was an adult in my family because we all know that typically the adult member in the family, like the father, mother, or the the elder sister always bring money into the family. But I was compelled because of the family situation to bring the money, and I felt like an adult but in the positive way. In the positive way that I could bring changes into the family. I could support my family and make them eat food or do whatever we could do in the room, like because the Taliban forced us to not go out of the house, and if I would not acted as an adult in my family would have broke down and we could never exist. So I felt like an adult but in the positive way, and I was very proud to be adult. Thank you.
Thank you for your answer. So, my next question is to Nuria. And in the novel, we see Nuria as a mean older sister. And this situation is no different. So, when your father got arrested and you started bringing the bread into the family, when your father got arrested and Parvana, your little sister, started bringing the bread into the family, instead of being thoughtful or like supportive of her, you were mean or like you were immature and you continued to tease her. Don't you ever feel bad about how it could have affected her mental health at the time? Being an 11-year-old girl and bringing bread for your family is not an easy job. It's not. But you were at home doing practically nothing instead of cleaning, and you still bullied her. Don't you feel bad about it?
First of all, thank you for the question. And the question you asked was quite good in my opinion, but I am not that immature. Like, she was my sister, and I also had responsibilities of looking after the little ones. But that didn't mean like I could be seen as immature or the mean older sister. I tried to do everything upon my capacity. Sorry for that. Like I tried to do everything which was within my capacity. But still, sometimes in the family, in that bitter environment, there was a little need for fun and kind of jokes around the house, and the environment there was too much grief for me to even look at. The mother being depressed and the little ones always asking for parents' attention and the father's absence. So it also made me quite bitter because after the Taliban came, I could not attend my own college. So it also came in the way of my own future. And upon that, Parvana also kind of sometimes teased me in some way, but she still loved me. And later in the novel, we can see that the bond between me and her were quite better than the bonds in the beginning of the novel. So I would, I'm not that bitter at some point. Like I can be caring and sweet towards her, but sometimes I need to get bitter with her to tell her to do some works, because sometimes she doesn't obey me or doesn't listen to what I say. So sometimes it's necessary for me to be bitter and mean towards her to get to know her that I am the elder sister and I also have some responsibilities. And just because she's the breadwinner doesn't mean that she is the only one in the family who works. And I'm also the one who looks after the house and the mother, everyone in the family. So, like, yeah, I sometimes did that for fun, but sometimes I also needed to put her in place. So that was it. Thank you.
That's an understandable reason. Now, for my next question, it's for the father, also known as Nurullah. So, Nurullah, when you went to jail, you had to give up your family, you had to leave your family, and we know that in jail, you don't go there just to sit down. You go there to get tortured, and you go there to get tortured. So did the torture ever get into your brain? Like, did you ever have the urge to actually end your life right then and there? Or did you have a reason or a will to live?
Thank you for the question. And in the novel, I am a person who is well educated in foreign countries. And after I returned from the foreign country, I tried to teach my children the same thing. And when I was in the novel, when I was teaching my daughter about the foreign world, the foreign countries, I was telling various stories. When I told her those stories, I got arrested by the Taliban. And the last moment I saw, my family was very sad, as well. I saw tears in their faces, and I thought to myself what I have done and what was my mistake. So when I went to the jail, obviously I thought of dying because the Taliban were too cruel. They had tortured me as well. But I remember that when my children were young, I had taught them about Malali, a person who is very fearless, not scared of anything, and ready to take on anything in the world. So I remembered teaching my children these things, and I also got inspiration from my own daughter Parvana, who had helped me to go to my office even that I had a broken leg. She had also helped her mother to do household work in harsh conditions such as Afghanistan, where women were not allowed. She also tried her best to earn bread for the family. And to answer your question, I got inspiration from my children and the will to live in the jail. Thank you.
That's a really thoughtful answer from you. Now, a question to Mrs. Veera. Mrs. Veera, you're honestly an amazing person for being so positive even during the hardships of Afghanistan. After you moved into Parvana's household, ever since the day you caught her running away from the Taliban, you moved into her household in order to help her and her family rebuild their life. So, you came up with the idea of building a small school where 3 to 4 kids would come to study a few hours every week. But did you ever think of the risk that comes with it? Did you ever think of what would happen if the Taliban caught you? If the Taliban caught you, you know very well that not only you, but even the kids could die. They could be tortured for the rest of their lives in jail as well. So did you ever think of that, or did it just never come to your mind?
Thank you for the question. As we know that Taliban has a strong belief in God, they disregarded the religion, thinking that it gives us no good deeds. And they have also banned the school under their rule in Afghanistan. Like the people who would start the school would get killed by the Taliban. They couldn't get educated under the Taliban rules. So when I moved into the Parvana's house, I got the idea of starting a school for 2 to 6 kids, because I knew that being educated could change the life of those children living in Afghanistan. And once they get educated older, they could fight against the Taliban and could get them out of their country. Yes, there was a risk for the children as well as me. If I get caught, the Taliban could kill me kill me and put me into the jail. But as the school was only going to be open for 2 to 6 hours a week, so there was the less risk of getting caught by the Taliban. And I also didn't wanted to give up by having fear in my heart and wanted to do something better for the people living in Afghanistan. So I decided to start the school. Thank you.
Thank you for your answer. Now, last but definitely not the least, I would like to inquire my final question to Saujia. Saujia, you are seen as a selfish person in the novel, and I think it's very true. You've always wanted to leave Afghanistan without your family, not without your family. You wanted to leave Afghanistan, leaving your mom, your possible siblings, and your grandparents alone in Afghanistan. That's always been your overall goal ever since you started working in the tea shop or anywhere else. Don't you ever feel guilty that you're gonna leave your mother who gave birth to you, who's been with you from day one, leaving her alone in Afghanistan in that cruel world where she could possibly be dead any minute, like right after you leave, she could have died. Don't you feel guilty about leaving her?
Isn't the question amazing? Yes, it is. So, here, me, Saujia. Actually, the moderator, Mrs. Moderator, told that I am a selfish person. Who's told that I am a selfish person? How can you say a person is selfish? Like, will you not do anything to survive? In this brutal world, the world is selfish. Then do you don't think that I need to survive? Do you don't think that I need food? Do you don't think that there is a career of mine? How could I live without myself, not being myself? How could I just remember it? The thought of just being you, not being yourself is scaring me. So don't you think it's easy to be? I wouldn't say it's selfish, but it's just my role. It's just my, feelings. And another thing is like, you told that, don't I feel guilty for leaving my parents in that situation? So let me just clarify it. As an 11-year child, just an 11-year child, don't you think sad for me? Don't you feel that I am just being left around? I don't have my family support. They want me to marry with a man whom I didn't know also, whom I didn't care also. Do you don't think that education to you is more important than any other thing? You are here, I am here because of the education, isn't it? So do you don't think that I care about that the more? And who told I didn't care for my mother? I advised her to live with me, but she didn't. And as a mother, she just needed to understand my situation also. I was just a child. How could a child live without food, shelter, or any other thing? Can you imagine your child being alone in that area, in that situation? Will you imagine that? I think no. So yeah, that's the point. And another thing is like, you just told that I'm such a, I don't feel guilty, but if I would be little bit like overthinking or multi-dimension, then I just think that I would support my mother at the best situation. Because she is my mother. She hasn't supported me, but why I wouldn't support her? She is my mother. She is the mother that gave me in her womb for like 9 months. Shouldn't I support her? Yes, I would support her, and I don't feel guilty for having my own decision. I don't feel guilty for being anything more than me, myself. And I will just say that I will support my family no matter who comes, no matter what happens, and I will be the great person in the future also. Thank you.
Thank you for your answer. Now there's one more person I have to ask a question to, who is Fatana, also known as mother of Parvana. So, Fatana, before the Taliban attacked Afghanistan, you were a writer, you worked in a radio station, you wrote books as well as novels. But ever since the Taliban started ruling in Afghanistan, you became so passive, so slow, and a lot more depressed than your normal self. You weren't active anymore. Don't you think this shows that women seem to be naturally weak?
Thank you for the question, Ms. Moderator. To begin with, I didn't want to represent women as naturally weak because the whole reaction of mine and the whole sulking around and having no ability, no capacity to feed your children, and just find yourself being nothing but useless. Sulking around was what my mind was up to then, and that was the only reaction that I could give. And I'd like to say that the situation that I was put into really affected the reaction of mine, and that I don't think that women are naturally weak because it was like I just something unpredictable just popped out in front of me, and I had no clue how to do, what to do, how to react, and that's it.
Thank you for your clarification. Now we're going to stop the program for 5 minutes for a short tea break. Please wait for us to come back.
I would like to ask a question to the Parvana's father, Nurullah. As we all know in the novel, you were a teacher and you gave knowledge to lots of kids in Afghanistan, and just like that, you taught your children how to read and taught them about patriotism. So, my main question is, what are your thoughts on the importance of education for the children?
Thank you for your question. As you said, in the novel I had studied in Britain and I had completed my education in the foreign country and I had returned to Afghanistan. But as I returned to Afghanistan, I saw the differences because in Britain the women are treated equally, the children are given a right to freedom, right to education, and everyone there is like well educated. But as I returned to Afghanistan, I saw that the women were hated, they were not given a chance to be educated. And the children were not, especially the girls, they were not allowed to leave the home. So, as I again said earlier, when I was teaching my daughter Parvana about the foreign world, I had been arrested by the Taliban. So, from this also you can see that how the Taliban are restricting education to the children, women, girls, everyone. And as the father, I only wish my children to be well educated. I want them to know more about the foreign world. I want them to experience everything. Like I want to give them rights equally as everyone. So thank you.
I would like to ask question to Pavana's sister Nuria. So as you have acknowledged the fact that you are about to get married and you accepted the marriage proposal. So from where do you get the audacity to marry someone whom you have never met or known? So how do you think that your unmarried husband will help you in your future?
Thank you for the question. First, I would like to say that. First, I would like to say that I did have the audacity to accept that marriage, but I actually did that to get out of that life I was in. Because if I was going to get married, even though I didn't know that man's name or face or anything, I just knew that he was a neighbor I had very long ago. But still, I still had a little hope in that, because if I got there, his parents were also educated, so they could also help me achieve my dream. And after all, achieving my dream was my biggest goal in my life. And I was also tired of that life I was in, because that life was too much dreadful for me. Because I had to take care of the little ones, and that was too much for me, because I was at my teenagers. And I wanted to explore the world. I wanted to know my own aim, and I wanted to success as a teacher in the near future. But due to the Taliban, I could not do that. I could not achieve my dream because I was forced out of the school. I mean the high school. after the Taliban came. But in Mazar-e-Sharif, I had a little hope. I had at least a bit of hope that I would get a chance to live and have a good life there. Rather than that, it's kind of dreadful and like sad life in here in this depressing environment. I would want to have a better future for my own self. I know I was getting a little selfish, but since since my mother and that groom's mother were also friends, so I expected them to treat me fairly and do me good deeds. But sorry, can I give a little spoiler? But in the actual novel, after a while in the latest series, I was not married. As you can see, I was found in a refugee camp. So the marriage idea was totally gone. I'm still a child, so I cannot marry. Thank you.
Thank you, Noria, for your answer. I would like to thank Deborah Ellis for this great novel, The Breadwinner, and my question is for her. Has different people get this novel and get a different type of impact on them, and it have a different meaning to different type of people, yes? So I would like to know that what from your side you wanted that people learn from this novel.
So thank you for this meaningful question. This novel talks about the Afghanistan and the rules the Taliban are doing in them. In this it also shows that the dominance of men all over upon the women. So many people think the dominance in the woman is like a bad thing. But in my perspective, I don't think it's a gross thing that should be hidden from these children. Because if they don't learn this, they may be doing the same thing in the future. So I just wanted to show that how the women are treated and how they are deprived from this various facilities like education and many things. Like they are forced to wear burqas and walk in the roads. They are also deprived from walking in the road without a man. So I just want to convey the readers and say to them that dominating women is not actually a great thing to do, and it's a really bad thing, but not a bad thing that should be hidden from the children. The children need to learn that thing, right? So if they don't learn, they will be misconception about this thing. So I just wanted to say to the reader that you must learn to respect women, and I'm not saying that men are not important at all. I'm saying that both have equal importance in the house to run the house. So I just wanted to say this thing to the readers. Thank you.
Thank you. My question is for Noria. Did you feel like you lacked as an older sister when Prawana took all the responsibilities of family on her shoulder?
Thank you for the question. And I did felt a bit of sad at first because I could not fulfill my own responsibilities as the older sisters of them. Rather, I had to depend upon my younger sister Parvana. Yeah, so I had to depend upon my younger sister Parvana, and she was the breadwinner of the family after our father was arrested. I did feel I lacked the responsibilities, the features of an elder sister because I could not save her from, living her life as a girl. I just had to sit there and watch her go out work, and I was also worried that one day if some Talibans find out she's a girl, what would they do to her? And that also scared me because she was the only one who was able to go out and work for her family and earn for her family. So it did, but not only Parvana, I also felt like I lacked the responsibilities upon my younger ones, Mariam and Ali. They were also the younger ones, and I felt kind of bad because they were still children, and as their older sister, I could not provide them a happier life, a better environment in that place, because all of us were stuffed inside a single room, which was not quite comfortable for all of us. And Ali, being a 2-year-old toddler, he was also quite active and friendly, but he still couldn't do anything without some elders besides him. and he could not also go out. And for Mariam and me, we didn't go outside for a long time, as well as mother. But after Parvana actually took us out for some times, it was quite fascinating because we were happy that even though she's my younger sister, she's younger than me, still she could take the responsibilities of being an adult better than me. So it made me feel a bit of sad, and I thought like I lacked, but still I'm proud of my sister because even if I lacked, she did not. Thank you for that. Thank you.
So, thank you, Nuria, for answering the question. I would like to ask a question to Parvana. So, as you know, Parvana, your father was arrested by Taliban, and there was no hope for your family to get bread or anything like that. But at that hard time, you didn't lost hope. And I would like to ask, what motivated you to continue searching for your family and your father? Thank you.
It's such a wonderful question. I am a Parvana, and I was always inspired by my father's stories. As my father, Nurullah, has already told that you'd always inspired me with his stories, and that inspired me so much that I began to think myself as the great Malali. I never looked back upon what I should have. I always believed that what I had was enough, and what I lacked was what I was working for. Like, the situation was so bad, but I kept looking for my family because family is everything for me, and family was and now still is the everything for me. And I always believe that the journey to freedom begins with the first step to our states, and that was my first step toward the change. I was a great Malali. I was always inspired by my father's Malali stories, and I always thought of the country or the thought of the city that were beyond Afghanistan, because I always knew that the world was not sophisticated here. My whole world is not here. I had a great future to look forward upon, and if I had my family's back, and if I had my father, my such a supportive father, and my mother and my siblings at my back, I could achieve the world. Though I was living in the Taliban rule, I felt like I could achieve a world with my family's support and their love upon me. And there is nothing that keep me like, it's such a realistic thing, or like, I hope you all have experienced, like, there's something that makes you keep going, although you do not know what is the future, although you do not know what is the result, but you keep on looking to the forward. That's why we are here at the program, and that's why we are looking for the great future. And I also believe that in myself. I always believe that if I do not look at the results and do my hard work, I could find a world behind this Taliban rule. I could find a happy place, my happy place where I could live up as a woman, as a proud girl, as a girl who can support my family and support all the world. I could be a politician, an engineer, a doctor, and everything the world has ever seen and the world has ever experienced. And that gave me the motivation, that gave me the inspiration for looking after my family and looking or searching for my father or the family. That was the inspiration behind it. Thank you.
Thank you, Pravana, for your answer. And my question goes to author. Why did you provide a title Breadwinner to this novel?
Thank you for this wonderful and meaningful questions. As our Miss Moderator already explained, that breadwinner means a person who earns cents and brings food and other necessities like clothes and other things like many things like clothes, food, and household things. So she the breadwinner is the one who brings those things. So in this novel, there is an 11-year-old girl Parvana who works as a like diva, as a one who writes letter and reads letter from the Taliban, as well as she has also worked as a tea-boy. So she works very much hard. She does labor for earning cents, so she could buy the necessities for the house. So this breadwinner title explains the reader that in this novel there is a person who is doing a laborious works and doing hard work for earning the cents in the family. So this was like the main motive to write or give this breadwinner title to this novel, so that the reader can get the idea what is in this novel at the first sight, and they will be eager to read this novel. So thank you.
Thank you, author, for your wonderful answer. And with that, this question is for Saujia. As you have been portrayed as one of the most selfish character in this novel, what situation led you to possess this personality? Again, the question is amazing, isn't it? So yeah, it's so interesting that Parvana is so selfish, isn't it? Everybody is saying like, no Parvana, sorry for the misinterruption. Like, Saujia is so selfish, but I don't think that she is selfish, because the first thing that I can just say you is, the wall is selfish. And the second thing is like, Saujia, a special character who holds everything within her. She is so special. I'm so special for myself. You know, like, I would just like to add one example of our daily life also. There are some people like Parvana in this world who care for their family, isn't it? Who work for their family, who have their family support. But there are also some characters like Saujia who is mentally being suffered by her own family, being pushed towards the worst situation, like the worst situation. The people whom you trust the more, whom you trust the most, if they don't support you, how would you feel? It would be sad, isn't it? Isn't it? That's not only the point, but nowadays in family also, if father is a doctor, if mother is a doctor, then why the daughter or son should be a doctor? Why not they can be another thing, isn't it? My mother, let me just take the example of my mother, who didn't support me in my career. I wanted to be the person, the career that I chose. I want to be that person, but I was not supported by my family. Then why do I need to say that I am selfish? If you work for yourself, the world calls you selfish. If you don't work for the world, it will call you selfish, isn't it? You do whatsoever, the world is going to call you selfish. But to be saying the truth, I don't find myself selfish. I just work for myself. I just did that to me. And the situation that I was built into, my friend Parvana was supported by her family, but I wasn't. Why? Why I wasn't supported by my family? Because they didn't want to support me. I just cared for them. I just wanted them, but they were never there for me. In this real world also, there are many people who are suffering for the mental trauma, who are suffering from everything in this world. The parents are giving them torture, not the world. And that's what makes my character so special. That's what makes me so special. And the situation that I was, do you think that you could go into that situation? Hope so not. If you were there, would you not be doing the same thing as me? Would you not be working for yourself? Do you not need food to survive? Do you not need home to survive? I think yes. And that's what I also wanted. That's what I also wanted, and I wanted to be that person. Therefore, I always feel that I'm a special person for myself. I don't care about the world. I don't care who you are, what you are, but I just care for myself because it doesn't make me selfish, but it makes me special and unique in my own self. And I'm extremely happy of myself. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, Supriya, for answer. Very satisfactory answer. So, I would like to ask one question to the protagonist of the novel, Parwana. As you know, you are the protagonist of the novel. You had to face a lot of difficulties from the starting of the novel. Not only that, you had to disguise as a boy in order to get the bread for your family. Not only that, you had to face, you had to follow the rules made by Taliban and had to face lots of responsibilities on behalf of your family. So, my question is that if you could advise someone in a similar situation as you, what would it be?
Such a wonderful question. I don't want anyone to go through my situation, but if I had to advise anyone that is in my situation and that could be in my situation, I would like to advise them that family is everything. You are here because your family is here. And if you work for family, the world will work for you. And in the world, you cannot make everybody happy, but you should try to make your family happy, and you should not lose your hope, because even in the darkest time you should find some hope, and you should not be depressed or stressed about what you can't have in life. You should be happy and thankful for what you can have, what changes you can make in your life. Like if you do something that would make others smile, it will do 1,000 things. The world will do 1,000 things that will make you smile. So I would like to give advice to the particular person or to the everybody that is present here today also, that everything you have is enough, and everything you are working for is also enough. You should not be like, I do not have enough and I am not working enough for anything that you would like to achieve. The small journey that we are taking today is the big change for future. Like I worked as a tea boy, as the breadwinner of my family, to see the life outside the Taliban rule, to experience a life as a honorable person, to make my words and to make me, myself and the girls and everyone in the Afghanistan valued and establish a democracy, a good system in my country. I always worked for. I always will like inspire you all and tell you all that the journey of the big thing, the journey towards the big thing starts with a small step. One small step for today is the big stone for the future, the big pillar for the future. Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Rishi. I'm a health teacher and ECC as well, and it's a massive opportunity to ask questions about characters. I had finished reading the novel yesterday. It was very emotional for me. I don't know, I was quite into the Afghanistan. That's what I feel. But amazing, you guys are portraying a lot of guts here and strength. I have a couple of questions to two characters. One for Parwana for sure. Obviously, I mean, if you see if you basically embrace that noble. Okay. That noble. One of the important things what I have noticed is that because of a lot of dreadful situations, still Parwana, who could not able to continue her school because of the terrorism over there, still their parents are quite successful to instill accountability, they instill responsibility, the strength, those values that you have to do whatever you can to your family. And that, it seems like it wasn't come from education solely. It was come from education solely. It was come from the fathers and mothers, good culture, fathers and mothers, basically the dedication for their kids, to fight the situation, what comes in the future. Now, I want to connect the dots to the today's situation. Because of the financial burden, lots of parents could not able to spend time to their kids. But it seems like, I'm not trying to offend nobody here. It seems like a lot of the kids, getting the opportunity of getting education, they are taking this as a granted. Because when I get back to the Afghanistan, it was unbelievable. You see that, the Parvana, they couldn't able to go to the school. But still today, 20 years back in Nepal, most of the kids are going to the school, but they could not able to understand the importance of education. So I like to Parvana, what advice do you have to the kids who wants to be a next Parvana, not only for the home, for the society and for the country? That one is for you, and one for Fatana, my favorite character who doesn't speak much. So I would like her to speak. Which character you envy the most if you don't have to play Fatana? Which one you really want to play? If you don't get a chance to play Fatana, would you envy other characters? Thank you very much. Well done, guys.
Okay, Farhana first.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a great question. It's an honor to answer your question. I'm really honored to answer your question. Today I'll be answering behalf of Parvana, but today I am also the student of Pawan Prakriti School, the student of 21st century in Nepal. I feel like everybody here, not everybody, but some students are taking it as a granted because their parents are over caring and they have provided the world for them. But as a Parvana, as the character who had all the good things that a 11-year could have, you guys could imagine a 11-year-old literally carrying her whole family, the whole Afghanistan thing. She was really amazing, and I think she's such a great person. She's such a great 11-year-old, and my inspiration or my words for the students of today to become Parvana, not only for the country or society or the family or for themselves, is that you should be grateful towards everything, towards your family, towards your teachers, towards everything you have seen. Because I have already said, I have already also said that we should always think that what we have is enough, and we should always work for a better future. We should not we should not think our education is granted or this or that, because I think we also know the past of our country, the Rana regime, and in my personal view, I compare the situation of Afghanistan to it was not a similar situation. I still compare the situation of Afghanistan there as the Rana regime in my country. I have heard my parents talking about the Rana regime, how the Ranas tried to capture our country and make the citizens feel they were inferior and do not let anybody to study or do anything. But also we make a long way here, and we are here to study, to observe the world. We are the students of 21st century. We do not want to make a world a cruel place. We have our own ideas. We have the ability and the importance. We know the importance of education, and we have a very successful parents in their own ways who support us emotionally. They know the emotional management and take care of us and provide us food, shelter, and everything they could, every best thing they could. So we should appreciate our parents first and appreciate everything that we have, because Parvana did the same to see the world behind the Taliban and struggled the life she had to make a better one. So we should also struggle. We should think what we have is enough and what we are working for is enough. We should have a determination, and I think if we will do that, we can change the world, and yes, we will, because we are the students of 21st century. Thank you.
Somehow it really touched my heart. Yeah. If I were not Fatana right now, I'd like to be Sauzia, because I mean every character has a different background. Every character. So, as I was saying, every character has a different backstory, and I somehow find Sauzia really interesting. Like, she has a lot of family pressure, and that's actually not okay for a 11-year-old girl like her. And yeah, she like doesn't really care about her family, and she just cares about herself. So the reason, like the actual reason why I actually like Sauzia is because it, like the story of hers gives a certain, like catch point, like that like immediately draws everybody to us. Like it can be related to the situation right now, because like everybody learns to love others, but like not themselves. So, like, Sauzia loves herself, like, she is, just building up, like, her future. She doesn't care what the world says to her. She's just being her, and which is actually good and excellent to, just think about, and it really brings our, the inner child that we abandon on our way to our adulthood. So, yeah. That's it. Thank you.
Me and the journalists have been asked, I would like to request a few parents from the audience, parents or guardians, anyone, to ask a few questions to the characters and the author. Please ask some questions.
Good afternoon, everybody. And Assalamualaikum to the great community. My name is Aliza, and I am Ashwini. I'm pleased to be here, and thank you for inviting me in such a wonderful book talk show, more like program. My question is to the beautiful young lady, also Deborah Ellis, the author. So the question is, why this book from the third person instead of first person point of view? Wouldn't it be more powerful if it is from own Parvana's word?
Can I get the question again, please?
Okay. The question is, why this book is from the third person point of view instead of first person point of view. That means यो बुक चाहिँ किन थर्ड पर्सनको पोइन्ट अफ भ्यूबाट लेखिएको छ, किन परवानाको आफ्नै वर्डबाट लेखिएको छैन?
So thank you for this wonderful and meaningful question, sir. So I have I'm going to answer this question. It was already somehow it was this person, the one who is the third person is answered because the child is kept as a narrator because we have already discussed discuss that child is are the second form of God, as they never lie. They have good deeds in their heart. They are not selfish or anything. They don't think bad about others. So when a child speaks, we definitely believe them. We don't say why are you lying, or we just believe them. So I just wanted to this is a reality, because the thing that is expressed in this book is about Taliban, and it is actually true. So I just wanted to give this child as a narrator, because people should think that this is a truth, not a fiction thing. Yes, books are written with some fiction, but this book is more written with facts, not fiction. Somehow, fiction is added because to make a book more interesting and to make the reader oh, this book is nice. I want to read. To make it eager, we have to give some fiction. But in this book, more facts are included. And these facts are told by a child, so people think oh, this is truth, and it is actually truth, because in Afghanistan many people are struggling a lot. Many women are deprived from many facilities like education and many things. Along with that, they are punishing people with cruel punishments. They are not forgiving small mistakes. They say themselves as a religious person, as we all know that they are Islamic, but in religion the main objective is humanity. But then they don't show any humanity in them. They punish people even in the smallest things. In the book, Saujia and I guess, sorry if it's mistake, it's the Saujia and Parvana are seeing. They went to the stadium and they saw that Taliban were cutting the hands of people, right? So it shows that they are not doing any good deeds to people, right? So this child expresses how the peoples are living upon their life in Afghanistan, and they are saying this child states that many people are struggling in their day-to-day life to do their works. They are not living the life we are living in here, because we are free to do anything, not the bad things, good things. We are free to. We are not deprived from facilities, but in Afghanistan they are deprived. So this child states that people are being deprived from from the Taliban, from the facilities that are blocked by the Taliban. So she just wanted to be the voice of the Afghan people, and I wanted to present this 11-year-old child Parvana to say this to the whole world, so that each and every young readers, because this book is a young fiction book, so I just wanted to each and every child, each and every adult and young peoples to learn that dominating women is not good, and the condition of Afghanistan, because it is not a thing to be hidden, right? So thank you for this question.
Is there anyone else who would like to ask a question? If not, then I would like to request one or two of the students to ask a few questions to the characters or even the author herself. Please do raise your hand if you have a question. Okay, then I would like to request some teachers to ask questions to the characters. If there's questions, then please do ask some. Okay, so now we're going to be done with the first phase of the program. So I would like to review everything that we've done in the first phase. So we went from introduction to asking questions, and from the audience asking questions and to answers and everything. But now the second phase of the program is going to be beginning. But before that, I would just like to appreciate everyone that has worked hard for this project to come into life. Like first, I would like to thank myself because I have a big hand in this project as well. Everything you see in the wall, I may not have done everything, but I assure you, even in that project, I haven't done anything. But I have pasted one house over there. Like I've pasted two there. That's work. Everyone is drawing. I've either pasted them on the wall or I've done a little bit in them. So like it's the little things. It's the little things that matter. So I would like to thank myself for working so hard for this program. I prepared well for it and I'm really glad that it's ready and I'm glad that it's going well. And I would like to thank the contestants first of all. It's not easy to be in front of all of these people like teachers, parents and even their classmates. It's not easy at all. And they've been answering questions like professionals this entire time. So I'm really thankful for them. And someone who's not sitting here with us, the person I would call out is Noni Baral. She's that one person who has done everything in the project, like everything. She's a really good artist, so every drawing that you see, almost every drawing, is done by her. And I would just like to thank everyone who's been involved. We all know who has been involved and who has not. So like, I would really want you all to appreciate yourself, and I would want you to know that I appreciate all of you equally. And thank you so much for working hard for this entire project. Now, for the second phase of this project, I would first like to call Mr. Purna Devan sir to give a short review of how you felt giving the book talk.
Thank you, Aastha. Honorable Vice Principal, my colleagues, guardians, parents and my beloved students. First of all, I would like to thank the students of class 9 as a whole for their such a wonderful efforts for conceptualizing the story of this novel. And special thanks to Mr. Rishi Prasad Subedi, who has contributed a lot for making this project coming true. That means there is great effort. Reading books is not just passing time. Reading book has a lot of things. It makes us acquainted with the surrounding, with the words. And if we read right books, if we read good books in time, it may change our entire course of life. Today's book talk is about the novel, and it's written by Deborah Ellis. As I have gone through this book, there are lots of things. We have to learn lots of things. As a protagonist, an 11 years old girl who has been disguised into wife for Breadwinner, she has struggled a lot. Not only the protagonist, we can see the struggles of a lot of characters. And as I have already told you, it's not only reading the novels. There are lots of things to be learned. And finally, I would like to appreciate the efforts of the students, because reading culture in present era is getting collapsed, it's getting degraded. At least whatever you have done in hope, it will accelerate, it will promote, it will enhance the reading culture. And I hope the same it is in the days to come. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello everybody. आजको प्रोग्राम एकदमै राम्रो लाग्यो कि मलाई होइन यो बुझ्छ र अनफर्चुनेटली द ब्रेडविनर भन्ने नोभेल चाहिँ आई हेभ नट रेड कि अनि यो प्रेजेन्टेसनमा मलाई चाहिँ एकदम कौतुक भइरहेको कि एनीबडी क्यान एन्सर दिस होइन एज अ क्यारेक्टरमै गएर पनि तपाईँले एन्सर गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ या बिसाइड बिङ अ क्यारेक्टर टु जस्ट आई वान्ट टु नो what is the reason behind Parvana so that she has been called as the breadwinner in this role?
Okay, right.
Anybody can answer.
Moderator can answer. Moderator can.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. As you might know, I've already explained what a breadwinner is. A breadwinner, given by its name, a person who wins the bread in the family, who earns the bread in the family. They earn the money to bring food, clothes, and everything in the house that runs the house basically. They bring everything in the house so that the family can run well, so that they can eat well, sleep well, wear good clothes. So the reason why Parvana is the breadwinner of the family is because, as you might know, her father, Nurullah, got arrested. He got arrested because it's not really a deep reason. He got arrested because he was telling a story from another country to his kids. And the Taliban don't like that. They hate when any excess information or any education is given to women. So they hate that, which is basically the reason why he got arrested. And if he is the only elder man in the household. Other than him, there's only one boy in the household who is a small boy, a 2-year-old kid named Ali. So, you know the situation in Afghanistan. You know that women can't go out and earn money. You know that they need a man to walk around on the streets. So, it's pretty self-explanatory that Parvana, being an 11-year-old girl, had to go out as a breadwinner since there was no man in the household. And you might be wondering, why not the mother? Why not the sister? Well, it's because they've already hit puberty. Anyone can see. If the mother goes out, even with her hair short, anyone can see that she's a woman because her features have already developed. Anyone can see that. And Nuria, she's in her teenage years and she's also hit puberty. Like, after you hit puberty, your face develops, your voice develops, like your entire body develops, right? So like the reason why Parvana had to be the breadwinner of the family was because no one else could. It was just a situation. Parvana had no woman-like features yet. All she had to represent her as a woman were her reproductive parts and her hair. So if she cut her hair, no one could actually know her. No, when you're a preteen, you can't really recognize small kids as guys or girls just by their face. So if she cut her hair and she wore a turban, male dudes, to go out and earn money. She was the only person who could actually earn the bread in the family, which is why she is the breadwinner of the family. Thank you.
She tried to become gender-wise, change her gender, a male, and she earned money for the family. I just want to know what she did, whether she protested or she just tried to earn money, or what she did. I want to know that. I came to know what is the meaning of breadwinner, meaning of husband, what she did. खिची गऱ्यो क्या उसले त्यो खिची गऱ्यो कि प्रोटेस्टले गऱ्यो कि या जस्ट होइन अब म केटा मान्छे बनेर चाहिँ मैले घर गर्नुपर्छ केटी मान्छे बनेर म बाहिर हिँड्नु पाउँदिनँ होइन अब मैले यहाँ यस्तो के फिमेलहरू जस्तै गरेको सरको यस्तो बेडा लगेपछि केटा हुन्छु अनि म काम गर्न जान्छु भनेर त्यसो गऱ्यो कि के गर्यो भन्ने मात्र
No, she did not change her gender. She just changed her identity. She did not change her biological gender as a man. She had to change her hairstyle and her clothing style so that she could go out and earn money. I think the question that you're trying to ask is how is she earning the money, or if she is protesting or not. So before her father got arrested, he was a person that read letters. Being in Afghanistan, not all of the people are fully educated, and her father was one of the very few people that could read a lot of languages. So when people got letters from their families outside of Afghanistan, her father would read the letters. And Parvana, she's educated too. She hasn't got high level education, but she has enough education to be able to read letters. So like what she did after cutting her hair and going out into the streets as a boy is that she went and sat in the same place that she and her father used to sit every single day, and she read letters. She read letters of other people who couldn't read. That's what she did. But that's not the only thing that she did. She's been through a lot of stuff. So there's another job that she did, but with her friend Sauzia, and her went to a place where they had to dig up bones. They dug up bones and they sold the bones for money. The reason they dug up the bones was because they needed to buy trays. So, there was a stadium in Afghanistan where they could sell cigarettes and stuff like that to the older people. So like she did 3 different jobs. She read the letters, and then she dug out bones and sold the bones, and then she also bought trays and then sold cigarettes, candies, many things in those. So like that's what she did in order to be a breadwinner of the family. She brought the bread with those 3 jobs.
Hi, distinguished study in this program. Okay, who is the person to ask question and who you are, and a little bit I want to go in our history. And the question who, that asks right now is your senior sister, right? And she is the president of ex-student forum of Pawan Prakriti, and she is first batch of our present time. Okay, in my special invitation, she has come here. Okay, she will be the inspiration to you, right? So please, Sunita, okay, because when she will ask question, when you answer to her, it will be easy because it will be close and familiar, right? And you are thinking that who is asking question, what kind of answer can be given to her, right? So that there was I think schedule to introduce her, but all of a sudden she asked the question. That's why I am compelled to interfere over here. Please come in front of us. She has gone one day to help you, to inspire you, not other than that. And she was also the first girl in her batch. Okay. A little bit, I want to give answer. Okay, she is still clear about our question. I think so. And I took help from some other fields. Why did she discuss you in that? Right? Why did she discuss as a boy? Or man? Yes, why? Means in my opinion, in Pakistan, right? Obviously, Afghanistan, there is Taliban. Taliban doesn't allow to give rights to the girls, right? That society. And girls were not allowed to come in front of the society to work. That was the compulsion to distinguish herself as a boy, so easily, other people cannot recognize her. And she can do the work in front of the society. There is no rights to the woman, right? So I think in that point of view, author discuss or about same of a dispute. So this is the reason. Thank you. I'm sorry to interfere you.
So now I would like to ask Mr. Bhuwan Ghimire to express his views and remarks on today's program.
Thank you, Miss Moderator, honorable parents, Vice Principal, my dear colleagues, and my dear students. I am extremely delighted and I want to thank you all, including Rishi sir, the man behind this show. For such an insightful, meaningful, and really engaging program. Yes, we have been sitting here in such hot environment, but I'm not feeling bored at all. Yes, I'm really happy that our students are instantly answering the questions. Yes, for a while I was suspecting that the students who are here as a journalist, the question was ready-made and the answer is also ready-made. Yes, I could have suspected that, but it is later I discovered it is not true. But anyway, the questions from the parents or the question from the teacher, yes, Bishnu sir also asked you very important question, which you answered very nicely. I really like it. So as Miss Moderator said, please clap for yourself. And for the first time, we have done this program for the first time, and in the first attempt, I think we have become able, yes, to leave our marks, to impress the audience. We are able. So that is our success. So once again, I want to thank you all. You have really done a hard work. And for 2 weeks, I was watching you. I used to come towards that canteen side or even this hall, and I just used to observe that what you were doing. Actually, I came here in the mood to scold you, that why you are not in class every time, you are outside, you are going to, fetch water from there. Sometimes you are going to that Samina Miss room. But when I used to come here and see that all the students are very, very enthusiastically, they are engaged in their work, and a very good type of program is being conceived. So I did not tell you anything, I just looked at your work and I never asked you about the content also, but you have made it a very good program. So thank you once again. And talking about today's topic, the Breadwinner, this novel, it is a historical fiction. It includes a history of Afghanistan, Taliban. And my dear students, now you are in class 9. And when I was also reading in class 9 or 8, I am not sure, at that time, that Afghanistan was very, it was suffering from war. At that time, we used to hear a news that the Talibanis, they have destroyed more than 1,000 statues of Lord Buddha. Yes, and there is no peace in Afghanistan. So many literature, many books, many poems were written regarding that. Yes, and after Rishi sir published this novel, I think he published it about 2 months ago, and very, as Vinod sir told, very recently only I was able to read this novel, and I went through my time when I used to read that the Taliban have destroyed Lord Buddha's statue, and there is everywhere, violence. There is a kind of, mass killing or dictatorship, cruel dictatorship in Pakistan. So I could remember that I tried to connect my own experience, and talking about this novel, students, you have portrayed here different characters. You spoke as if you were the real characters. Yes, and you have given very interesting answers as well. Okay, Fatana was asked by Vinod sir, which role would you prefer other than yours? Yes, if I were in your place, I would say I would prefer Parvana. No, because everyone wants to be protagonist. Everyone wants to be the main hero. But also you preferred Sauzia and you clarified it in such a beautiful way. Yes, it is appreciated. It needs appreciation. And students, this Breadwinner, can we call it a family drama? Can we call it a family drama? Like it is so in the serial? Can we say? Okay. So, from the literature point of view, we can analyze this fiction. Yes, in what that is called, in what genre it is written, no, or what it actually, what kind of message it wants to disseminate. Yes, it can be the another part. But if you go on doing such type of activities, if you continue this, I hope this type of program has grown interest in you to read the books. As Purna sir already said, nowadays the book reading culture has diminished greatly due to the influence of social media and mobile. So if you make a habit of reading books, then obviously in the future, why not you become the real writer, real author of the book. Yes, in our country also, like you have portrayed the story, how Parvana, she supported her family, how she earned the bread for her family. No. So if we look at our country itself, in 62, I think there are many such type of stories within our country. So why not we become able to pick up such character like Parvana, yes, from our own country. And by saying this, I mean to inspire you so that you can also be a good author in the future, and this will be the first step towards this. And students, lastly, I want to clarify, okay, and please correct me if I am wrong. Parvana, this is a very famous word in India. Parvana means the insect or the fly that sacrifice its life by going near to the fire. Yes, I think this main protagonist of this novel has such type of symbolic meaning also, as she sacrificed her desires. You know now, how does it feel to hide your own gender? That is also a great sacrifice. I think I'm not sure, so I say if I'm wrong, please correct me. This word Parvana means that I have heard it in many Hindi songs as well. It is a fly that immolates or that sacrifices itself going near the fire. So thank you very much once again. Okay, from the literature point of view, I was thinking there. We teachers keeping you as audience. Okay, after some weeks maybe we will do a review of this book from the literature point of view. Okay, I was thinking that it may be more interesting. Now lastly, okay, I want to invite here our respected Vice Principal Bishnu Bhakta sir. And we have managed, okay, as a part of encouragement, we just want to encourage you. We have managed a small, what is a prize for you. Yes, we will be giving you some pens so that you can create, you can write, yes, and you can prepare for such type of beautiful programs. Okay, with that please, I give you here some. And students, okay, especially participants, and there are journalists as well. Okay, don't think that we have got a very small prize. We are very happy with your program, and we have World Literacy Day to come. We have many other programs, and on that day we may especially award you. Okay, today only as a part of encouragement, we are going to hand over these pins to you. So starting from the main character, Parvana, please come here in the front. Okay, I'd like to request Bishnu sir, this one packet to this participants. No, this one packet to one packet to please. Okay, Mr. Nurullah, please. Supriya, Atana, please come here in front. Mrs. Veera, Sonia, please. Okay, you may take your seat. Okay. Oh, you can choose. Please, whatever comes there. Okay. Author, Miss Author, Deborah Ellis, Selisty. Very good portrayal of the author. And moderator who really, as she told in the beginning, I will control this program. She had a full control over the program. And Miss Noni Varal, where is she? As she was credited. She was credited hugely by our moderator. We really do not know, but we appreciate your efforts. And so if it is sufficient, let's give one or two to each of these journalists as well, because their roles are also Prapti Mainali, where is she? Oh, see. Come up with such type of program in the future too. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much, Vice Principal sir, for your inspiring words for our kids, and even for me as well. I'm so delighted to have a very good words from you all. So we since we are running out of time, so I would like to have very short and sweet remarks to request Vinod sir.
Honorable Vice Principals, present parents here. First of all, I'll definitely make it short. First of all, thank you very much for coming to support your kids. And as a lot of things have been already said by our Vice Principals, so I would not like to repeat it. And since I'm an ECC, I mean, its kids work very hard, amazing, and this is the first time we started this program. And definitely the man behind is Rishi sir. I would like to congratulate you sir once again. And I would like to congratulate all the teachers, all the parents, all the Pawan Prakriti family that finally we have started something that is very concrete, that can impress its own inspiring and motivating story to the kids. I'm sure we'll organize more this kind of program, and I really appreciate the presence of parents as well. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Thank you.
So now I would like to request one of the parents to come on the stage, and then you guys can speak from your seats as well, but if you would like to, or if you feel comfortable, then you can come up on the stage and please express your remarks and your views on today's program. On behalf of all the parents that are actually here.
So hello everyone, my name is Bishnu and I'm having a very bad throat day today. So I am the sister of Sheela and Gyawali here. So I guess the school has come up with a great initiative of this book talk from this year. So it is really very interesting as a parent to be a participant of this program. The students have done a very good job, and I'm standing a proud sister of both of them. The award is for Bhakta and award is for this. I'm really honored to have both of my brother and sister here. So it feels great as a parent to sit there and watch these kids do such an amazing job. And I guess the book, The Breadwinner, gives us a message. I guess there are many more messages. I guess you guys have read the book. But the only thing I want to acknowledge is, dear students, every one of us has a breadwinner in our family. So every one of us, some of your parents might be working, some of you might be sitting with your guardians. So what you guys need to understand is how hard it is to be the breadwinner of the family and what you guys need to appreciate. So as sir also told, most of the students, most of the children today are taking their parents as granted. You guys have all the facilities, you guys have everything in front of you all. But have you ever felt from the perspective of your parents, they are the breadwinner of your family and what expectations they have from you? So I guess that's all I would like you guys to acknowledge, and please you understand this and make others also understand that being a breadwinner is not an easy job. And I really wish and I really expect that all of you guys have that perspective, that respect for the breadwinners of your family. They are the heroes of your family. Thank you.
So now I would like to request another vice principal of our school, Bishnu sir, please come up on the stage and express your remarks.
And conclude the program as well.
All right, extremely sorry for a little, there's a little chance. Before concluding the program, I would like to request the president of our ex-student of Pawan Prakriti School, Ma'am Sunita Thapa Magak, just to have a few very short remarks on today's program. And we would really be grateful with her inspiring words.
Thank you so much. सबै रेस्पेक्टेड टिचर्सहरू यहाँ आउनुभएको सबैजना अभिभावकहरू भाइहरू सबैलाई मेरो अभिवादन। यस्तो प्लेटफर्म घरिघरि पाइँदैन। साँच्चै पहिला भन्नुहुन्थ्यो गोल्डन लाइफ फर स्टुडेन्ट भनेर, स्कुलको लाइफ ह्या के होला यस्तो जस्तो लाग्थ्यो क्या। 20 वर्ष भइसकेपछि स्कुलबाट पास आउट भएको पनि र 18 वर्ष भइसक्यो माइन्ड नछोएको पनि। तर स्कुल लेभलमा हुँदाखेरि सधैँ अगाडि नै आउँथेँ म होइन। घरमा मम्मी ड्याडी हजुरआमा अङ्कल आन्टी अनि त्यसपछि 3 जना दिदीबहिनी अनि 1 जना भाइ जेठो छोरी। इमाडोमा जन्मेर त जन्मेको म, तर तपाईँहरूलाई अहिले त सबैजनालाई त्यस्तो डिस्क्रिमिनेसन हुन्छ र भन्ने जस्तो पनि लाग्ला। बट त्यो टाइममा पनि थियो छोरीलाई पढाउने कुरा साँच्चै गाह्रो जस्तै थियो। मेरो ड्याडी सरकारी जागिरी आर्मी, उहाँको लागि बोर्डिङ स्कुलमा पढाउने कुरा सानो थिएन। सबै परिवारलाई उहाँले बोर्डिङ स्कुलमै पढाउनु भयो 10 क्लाससम्म, सकि नसकि। र हामीले पनि उहाँको भावनाहरू बुझौँ। मेरो मम्मी पढ्नु भएको छैन, तर हामीले कहिले के अरे प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रममा भए पनि उहाँलाई अक्षर त चिनाउन सक्दै इङ्ग्लिस पढ्न धेरै सजिलो हुँदो रहेछ। जब मैले मम्मीलाई पढाउन थालेँ तब थाहा पाएँ। अनि अहिले आफ्नो बच्चालाई पढाउँछु नि नेपाली, कति नबुझेको जस्तो लाग्छ क्या। अनि यसो हेर्छु कहिले कता घुमेको छ कहिले कता घुमेको छ, पक्कै नेपाली त गाह्रो पो रहेछ जस्तो लाग्यो क्या। त्यति अहिले चाहिँ त्यस्तो लाग्छ। समयको कुरा हो, जुन बेला त्यो चिज सजिलो लाग्छ अरू बेला त्यो चिज गाह्रो नलाग्ला भन्न सकिँदैन। मेरो जीवनमा धेरै टर्निङ पोइन्टहरू आए। फर्स्ट त स्टुडेन्ट म 2016 हाम्रो स्कुलको फर्स्ट ब्याच थियो। विष्णु सर जसले सधैँ कोही सुन्ता भनेर बोलाइराख्नुहुन्छ, अहिले पनि बोलाइराख्नुहुन्छ। कहिले काहीँ चाहिँ लाग्थ्यो कति कोही भने हो जस्तो लाग्थ्यो, तर आजको यो दुनियाँमा कोही भनेर बोलाउने मान्छे पाउनु पनि सौभाग्य ठान्छु म। हो साँच्चै अझै पनि मलाई त्यो समय याद छ। रविन्द्र सर अहिले उहाँले हाम्रो स्कुलमा आबद्ध हुनुहुन्न, विष्णु सर अझ पनि हुनुहुन्छ। यो हाम्रो कुरा हो। आएर नानी फर्स्ट ब्याच कस्तो छ के छ भनेर सोध्नुहुन्थ्यो। अनि मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो मेरो बानी पनि मेरो घरमा सधैँ म आफ्नो मम्मी ड्याडीलाई मात्र सम्झिने। मलाई जस्तै अघि यहाँ नुरिया भने मम्मी होइन, सरी नाच्ने मम्मी होइन। अनि मम्मीको के अरे अब यो कुरा यसरी फ्ल्यास गर्नु कुरा हुन्थ्यो हुँदैन थियो। मेरो घरमा चाहिँ सधैँ झगडा पर्थ्यो क्या, सधैँ कुटाइमा हुर्केको मान्छे। अनि त्यसपछि जस्तै दिदीबहिनीमा मेरो भाइ बहिनीहरूले मेरो कान्छी बहिनी अहिले पनि भन्छ तैँले सेक्रिफाइस नगरेको भए मैले अमेरिका हुन्न थिएँ भन्छ क्या। अनि त्यसले त्यति सम्झिनु नै ठुलो कुरा हो जस्तो लाग्छ क्या मलाई। मैले गरौँ या नगरौँ त्यसको सपना साकार भएको छ, त्यही नै ठुलो कुरा जस्तो लाग्छ। अनि हाम्रो टिचर्सहरू र प्यारेन्ट्सहरूलाई पनि तपाईँहरूको सपना साकार भएको देख्न पाउँदा एकदम खुसी अनि हर्षित हुन्छ। सायद माइकमा प्रब्लम छ के भएर हो ठिक छ। अनि दिदीले त्यस्तो भन्छ होइन। अनि हाम्रो फ्यामिलीहरूमा पनि अब आफ्नो ड्याडी मम्मीले तपाईँहरूलाई यस्तो गरिराख्नु भएको हुन्छ, प्लिज डोन्ट टेक इट ग्रान्ट। हामी हेरौँ न अहिले पनि अस्ति कोभिडको टाइममा कस्तो भएको थियो, डिजिटल एडुकेसनको कुरा थियो कि सबैलाई पहुँच थियो त त्यो डिजिटल एडुकेसन। थिएन नि, मोबाइल कति हाहाकार थियो त्यो बेलामा, किनिदिनेलाई पो थाहा छ। ल्यापटप त्यस्तै भन। अनि कति हेर्नु त हाम्रो अहिले पनि मान्छेहरू ट्विन चढेर ट्विनको सहारामा पढ्न जानुपर्छ। हामी त कति भाग्यमानी है, त्यस्तो त छैन नि हामीलाई। अझ पनि सायद तपाईँहरूलाई मम्मी ड्याडीले ल्याइदिइराख्नुहुन्छ कि स्कुलमा? कतिजनाले ल्याइदिनुहुन्छ स्कुलमा? कति माया गर्नुहुन्छ, यो मायालाई प्लिज तिरस्कार नगरिदिनु होला। अहिलेको एजमा 19 भनेको एकदम अब भनौँ न साथीभाइसँग कुरे, आजभोलि भनौँ न मेन्टल हेल्थको एकदम कुराहरू आइरहन्छ है, एक कुरामा मान्छेहरूले के सोचिरहन्छ। प्लिज डन्ट गो त्यस्तो साइडतिर नजानु होला। तपाईँहरूले हरेक कदम चाल्नुभन्दा अगाडि आफ्नो बुवा आमालाई सम्झिनु भयो भने तपाईँहरू कहिले पनि निराश हुनुहुँदैन, यो चाहिँ म ग्यारेन्टी गर्छु तपाईँहरूलाई। अनि यो ब्रेड विनर टपिकको कुरामा चाहिँ भन्नुपर्दा मैले यसमा जस्ट एउटा रिलेट गरेको एउटा वुमेन इम्पावरमेन्टको कुरा। हुन त मैले इन्टरकास्ट बिए गरेँ, बट आई वुड लाइक टु रिनेम एज सुनिता थापा मगरे। अनि म फर्चुनेटली मेरो श्रीमानलाई पनि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद दिन्छु। उहाँले कहिलेतिर अधिकारी राख्नुपर्छ भनेर चाहिँ भन्नु भएन कि। मलाई चाहिँ के लाग्छ भने यो थापा मगर मात्र हो मैले मेरो बुवा आमाबाट पाएको, र म यो चाहिँ मरुन्जेलसम्म थापा मगरै भएर बस्न चाहन्छु। मेरो छोराले पनि भन्छ क्या, तपाईँ त थापा मगर, म त अधिकारी भन्छ कि। अनि यो ब्रेड विनरको कुरामा चाहिँ अब वुमेन इम्पावरमेन्टको कुरामा मैले विश्वास गरेँ अनि हरेक टाइम हरेक केसमा ब्रेड विनर चाहिँ हुनैपर्छ हामीले हाम्रो लाइफमा। सायद त्यो अफगानिस्तानको बेला अफगानिस्तानको वारको कुरा थियो भने अहिले पनि हामीलाई हेर्नु न कति गाह्रो छ ब्रेड विनर हुनको लागि। हातमा हात हामीले मेरो श्रीमानलाई भन्नुभयो, हरेक कविले अहिले देख्नुहुन्छ नि हरेक लेडिजहरू ह्यान्ड टु ह्यान्ड होइन सपोर्ट गरिरहनु भएको छ आफ्नो जेन्ट्स पार्टनरलाई। अनि त्यो त लकी फिल गर्नुपर्छ। अनि हामीले सधैँ अब के अरे परिवारमा चाहिँ एक आपसमा सबैजनाले इक्वली उहाँहरूको रोल पुगाउनुपर्छ कि। अब कोही चाहिँ हाउसवाइफ भएर पनि बसिराख्नु भएको हुन्छ नि, र उहाँ हाउसवाइफ राम्रो नहुनु भएको भए सायद उहाँ श्रीमान पनि अगाडि त्यति छिटो बढ्न सक्नुहुन्न थियो होला। अनि यो जस्ट अब किन अहिले हाम्रो कस्तो छ भने हाम्रो लाइफमा चाहिँ पहिला त्यो राणारिजममा त त्यति साह्रो अब डाइनेस्टी पनि कोल्याप्सै भइसक्यो होइन, उहाँ पनि नर्मलको जस्तै भइसक्नु भएको छ। हरेक टाइममा हरेक फेजमा तपाईँको सिचुएसन फरक हुन सक्ला, बट यु सुड बी अ ब्रेड विनर चाहिँ सधैँ छ क्या त्यो चाहिँ त्यो हाम्रो फेज हरेक लाइफको टाइममा चाहिँ। अब अहिले हामीले देखिरहेछौँ सेल्फिसको कुरा यसलाई जतिखेर पनि सेल्फिस भइस भने होइन, बट मलाई के लाग्छ भने सर्टेन पार्टमा चाहिँ पक्कै सेल्फिस हुनैपर्छ हामी, बट फर बेटर चिजको लागि होइन। अहिले हाम्रो सबै धेरै जस्तो प्लस टू पछि के गर्ने त बाहिर जाने होइन, के को लागि जान्छ नि त मान्छेले बेटर अपर्च्युनिटी बेटर लाइफको लागि होइन। कतिजना तपाईँहरूले के अरे मैले चाहिँ सोचिनँ प्लस टू पछि चाहिँ लेट्स गो अब्रोड भनेर चाहिँ, बट कहिले काहीँ चाहिँ लाग्छ कि आई सुड थिङ्क भनेर। अनि त्यसपछि यो हाम्रो बट हामीले नै हाम्रो नेपाललाई बनाउने हाम्रै हातमा छ। सायद जति सक्छौँ अलिक धेरै चिजमा गर्न नसके पनि जसरी भने नि एउटा केही त गऱ्यो भने सम पोइन्ट अर्को जेनेरेसनलाई त सजिलो होला नि त। आफ्नो फ्यामिलीबाट टाढा हुनुपर्छ होइन। अहिले कति मान्छेहरूलाई डिप्रेसन पनि छोरा बुहारी त बाहिर छ भनिन्छ, तर भित्रभित्र मेन्टल पीडा भएको त कति देखेको छ। सो हामीले आफ्नो फ्युचरलाई नेपालमा कसरी नेपालको पोलिटिकल स्टेबिलिटी गर्दाखेरि पनि धेरै गाह्रोहरू भइरहेको छ। अब अहिले हामीले डिजिटल मार्केटिङको कुरा गरिरहेछौँ, त्यो कारणले पनि ब्रेड विनर बन्न चाहिँ त्यति सजिलो छैन कि। तपाईँ डिजिटली पावरफुल हुनुहुन्छ भने त यु क्यान बी ब्रेड विनर, बट तपाईँ आफूसँग स्किलहरू छैन के छैन भने त अलिकति गाह्रो नै हुन्छ। सो वाट आई वुड लाइक टु सजेस्ट एभ्रीबडी भनेको आफूलाई चाहिँ हरेक पाथमा चाहिँ एबल बनाउन सक्नु नै ठुलो कुरा हो जस्तो लाग्छ। त्यो चाहे फिजिकली होस् या मेन्टली होस्। अनि मान्छेमा यो जस्तो टेनसम्म राम्रै स्टुडेन्ट हो, बट 11-12 मा नराम्रो पनि त हुनसक्छ नि होइन। त्यसमा प्लिज तपाईँले डिसअपोइन्ट नहुनु होला। लाइफ अलवेज गिभ्स यु चान्स, त्यो भनेर चाहिँ अगाडि बढ्नुपर्छ हामीले। अनि आजको प्रोग्रामको कुरा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ एकदमै ब्राभो नै लाग्छ मलाई प्रोग्राम चाहिँ होइन फर्स्ट इनिसिएसन सबैजनाले हाम्रो टाइममा त थिएन सो कहिलेकाहीँ विष्णु सरले प्रेजेन्टेसन गर न भन्दा गर्नै कस्तो लाग्थ्यो क्या जस्ट 20 इयर्स पछि सबै तपाईँलाई यस्तो देख्दाखेरि चाहिँ एकदम खुसी लाग्यो यसरी अहिलेसम्म पनि डाइरेक्टली इन्डाइरेक्टली यसरी स्कुलमा आबद्ध हुन पाउँदा चाहिँ आफूलाई एकदमै लकी फिल गर्छु मैले देखेको स्कुल एउटा सानो एउटा ठुलो रूप भएको छ धेरै दुःखहरू थिए पहिला हामीले पढ्दाखेरि अब जति गर्न सकिन्थ्यो त्यति गर्न नसकेको होला तर तपाईँहरूले त सक्नुहुन्छ सबै चिजहरूमा आफूलाई नै मैले गर्न सक्छु भन्ने भाव लिएर गऱ्यो भने पक्कै पनि तपाईँहरू सबल हुनुहुनेछ आज नहोला तर भोलि त पक्कै हुनेछ थ्याङ्क यू सो मच यति भन्दै
going to say a few words.
So do not need to clap. So sorry to everybody. Like I'm just taking 1 minute, okay? So let me just come on out, okay? So in this book talk, like I just want to say you one thing. Because of this book talk, I have faced a lot of problems. So let me go to Nepali language because it's more interesting. So मैले गर्दा एकजनाको मन चाहिँ एकदमै धेरै दुखाएको थियो क्या book talkमा अनि I really want to say sorry to her. साथै मलाई माफ I'm so sorry for you for that only. Like we had an argument and I was so sorry for that. Sorry Sheela, and I really apologize to you. Thank you.
That's really brave of you to go in front of everyone and apologize. But it's not a big deal. I just want to say this because it's not a big deal. Everyone has mistakes and everyone has fights. It's not a big deal. And you don't need to feel sorry and no one in this group needs to feel sorry. We know that everyone, while we were making this, even everyone else had a lot of arguments and it's completely fine. We're humans and we're allowed to have feelings. So I think it's completely fine. It's fine if you want to cry or be angry. Like, it's completely fine. It's nothing new. So, like, it's fine. But now, we need to continue with the program. So now, I would like to ask Bishnu sir to come up in the stage and officially conclude the program.
Thank you, sir. A little bit program has been changed as current to conclude because time is running, pushing us behind. Every person or everybody is in a hurry, or guardians are in a hurry, teachers are in a hurry. So that I would like to tell one more thing. First of all, I would like to offer thanks to Lord and Mountain Everest to all these our students. This program has compelled me to tell that you are creative, you are enthusiastic, and you are the winner. Yes. I have excuse me, please don't be personal. You are also creative. When you cry, I start crying. I cannot see the tear of any student in their eyes. So please, I am attended in many programs, it's book talk, but it is intellectual talk. But you have made this very creative because many things are here.
what is this? These things can speak. What you have decorated. All when we read this, all the things pasted over there, we can understand this novel. And one wonderful thing is this one, and the ruined cities of Afghanistan. Am I right? Okay. So that this type of program, what we have got today, it is not boring actually. If we can stop time, we can lengthen the day. I'm trying to, still pull it, but we cannot. So that most more things are there to tell, but due to the time, I cannot speak. Now there is our sir to speak about. And thank you, Sunita. Still you are here. I see that you are like class 3, small girl, that girl, but you are now wider than previous. And she's our guardians too. Again. I am this team, Rishi sir, an English teacher. Without your report, this could not be done. And our Rashmi has told one thing. Our school has initiated this program. Our Pawan Prakriti School has not initiated such kind of program. Before we used to conduct quiz, inviting more than 50 schools in Kathmandu Valley. I think that you have known about it. Right. It's also my student university that I will give a C from this school. And we have already won, Breadwinner Cup. It means, okay, this is what in the field of literature, this is the initiation. Right. Okay. So that in the days to come, you will be bringing new such kind of interesting and creative and clear program about literature. So I would like to thank once again. I already offered my thanks to you all, and especially another thing I will tell about the language. Our space is very less. I was sitting backside and I was thinking that we have to participate. We have to make the participate more students of class 10 also. We can see there are also very creative students, but they could not get a chance to see, observe this program and to get knowledge. One. Another is, again, I have requested our shop editor of Kathmandu Post. He has given you great wishes to you for the success of this program. And I had also invited another journalist, but she also could not come, and she had appreciated, and she is also with you. And from the school side, I have to speak that school always praise you and we give support to you and provide platform so that without hesitation you can participate to enhance your knowledge, to be creative, to be a great literary figure in your future. Okay, once again, thank you. I want to continue on to this.
Thank you so much, Bishnu sir. So, since we are getting late, I would like to request our Bishnu sir just joined the program. He is the school management committee member as well. So we feel very glad to have him in our program. So I would like to request him to dismiss the program along with his constructive suggestions to our creative students.
Thank you, sir. This कार्यक्रम का कोअर्डिनेटर ऋषि सुवेदी सरज्यू, भाइस प्रिन्सिपलज्यूहरू, क्लास टिचर सरहरू, आदरणीय अभिभावकज्यूहरू, प्यारा विद्यार्थी भाइबहिनीहरू। अहिले सुप्रिया नानीले भन्नुहुन्थ्यो नेपालीमा बोल्नु साह्रै इन्ट्रेस्टिङ लाग्थ्यो भन्थ्यो। त्यो इन्ट्रेस्ट मेरो लागि बाध्यता। अब विषय वस्तुमा म प्रवेश गर्न सकिनँ किनभने यहाँ के कार्यक्रम रहेछ भनेर म आएको थिएँ। कम्प्युटर द ब्रेडविनर रहेछ। मलाई मेरो विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरूको पर्फर्मेन्स देखेर दिस इज ब्रेडविन गरिसक्नु भएको छ। साह्रै राम्रो ब्रेडविन गर्नको लागि तपाईँहरूलाई एउटा शिक्षा दिनुहोस् भनेर हाम्रा विगत प्रिन्सिपल सर, म, अम्बर सर, विज्ञान सर, भुवन सर विष्णु भक्तजीहरू पछाडि पुगेको छ। ब्रेड विन गर्नको लागि हामीले सुदूरपूर्वको जुम्ला भन्ने खोटाङ ताकि हामी 3 दिन कलेज पढ्नको लागि खाजा साबत सातु बोकेर सरहरू जानु भएको छ। त्यो वीर हाम्रो समीक्षा म्यामको माइती भन्दा पल्टिरो हामी 22 जाँगर खोलाहरू नालाहरू तर्दै हामी हिँडेर आएको सातु साबत गुनगुन बोकेर। हामीले 5 कक्षामा एबिसिडी सिकेको। सुन्नुहोस् है, तपाईँहरूले अघि सुनिदा म्यामले कुरा गर्नुभएको छ दुःखको कुरा। हामी स्कुल नजिक थियो हाम्रो, एक बारी घाट हामी जान्थ्यौँ स्कुल जानुपर्ने, तातो भात खानुपर्ने, भुके चप्पल लगायो पढ्काउँदै गयो। फेरि आएपछि फेरि बासी भात खाएपछि एक टोको घाँस काटेपछि मात्रै पढ्न पाइने। नुन र तेल अत्यन्तै महँगो हाम्रो जिल्लामा। भार पिठ्युमा बोकेर टाकर्सी मैले साथीहरूले बोक्नु मैले बोक्ने चान्स पाइनँ, किनभने मेरो ठुलो बासी लाउरे भएको अलिक म त्यहाँ अलिकति राम्रो नटालेको हाफेन्ट र भुके चप्पल लाउनुमा उहाँको पेन्सन आउँथ्यो। त्यसरी पढ्यो। राति पढ्नु मन लाग्ने, साथीको कुरा मन लाग्ने, तर मट्टीतेल महँगो भएकोले छिटो सुत, त्यो मट्टीतेल धेरै खर्च हुन्छ, छिटो निभाउ भनेर हामी त्यसरी पढेको। अझै हाम्रो त घर छेउमै स्कुल छ, तर हाम्रो समीक्षा म्यामको माइतीहरू पहिले त्यहाँ स्कुल थिएन, त्यहाँबाट त उहाँहरूको झन् दाल बोकेर बाटो दाउरा बोकेर चाहिँ हाम्रो मतदान बसेर भुइँपामा पढ्नु भएको छ। ती मान्छेहरू सबै सचिव हुनुभएको छ, यो देशका राम्रा मान्छेहरू। त्यसकारण दुःख हामीले यसो गर्दै तपाईँहरूसँग आज सेयरिङ गर्ने मौका पाएँ। त्यो दुःखले म पनि निकै प्रयास गरेको, म खेलकुदमा राम्रै मान्छे हो जिल्लामा, म पनि एउटा लाउरे हुन सक्छु। तर हामी एउटा नयाँ विचारको कारणले गर्दाखेरि हामी यहाँ आउँदाखेरि एउटा राजनीतिक विचार राम्रो हुनुपर्छ भनेर ढङ्गले हामी लागेर आन्तरिक हाम्रो धेरै समस्याहरू होला, म्यानेजमेन्टका धेरै समस्याहरू जस्तो म्यामले भन्नुभयो। त्यतिखेर हामी एउटा स्कुल पर बस्ने बल पल्लो कोठा जान्थ्यो, धनबारीमा जान्थ्यौँ। यहाँको मान्छेहरू कति नराम्रो गाडी गर्नुहुन्थ्यो, त्यो हाम्रो चाहिँ हामीले सहनुपर्छ। स्कुल चलाउने जग्गा किन्नु नसक्ने अर्काको धनबारीमा ठुलो मान्छे हुनु त भएन। यी सबै समस्या, तर हामी आज यस मानेमा खुसी छौँ। तपाईँहरूको पर्फर्मेन्स हाम्रो डक्टर कर्नेलसम्म हुनुभएको छ, धेरैजना डक्टर हुन्छ, त्यो मानेर तपाईँको पर्फर्मेन्स हामी धेरै धनी र धेरै खुसी भएको भइरहेका छौँ। यसलाई किपिङ अप। र यसरी तपाईँहरूले हामीलाई अभिभावकलाई सन्तुष्टि दिनुभयो भने अवश्य पनि तपाईँहरूको पर्फर्मेन्सले तपाईँहरूको पढाइ जस्तो अब यहाँ मैले सुने यहाँहरूले विषयवस्तुमा किन तपाईँहरू यो ग्रुपसँग मलाई यहाँ बस्नु मन लाग्यो भने अस्ति एउटा विधेयक कसरी प्रोसिड्योर अगाडि बढाउने भन्ने खालको उसमा यति राम्रो तर्क दिनुभएको थियो। तर तपाईँहरूको त्यो अलिकति प्रोसिड्योर चाहिँ तलमाथि भएको थियो। अवश्य त्यसरी जानुभयो भने म हिजो अस्ति मात्रै मलेसिया पुगेर आएँ, त्यहाँ केही भेट्ने मौका पाएँ केही साथीहरूलाई। र तपाईँ हामीले जस्तो हाम्रो सर हुनुहुन्छ, हाम्रो सरको दीपक सर सबै जस्तो अब सबै सर एक हुनुहुन्छ। जस्तो हाम्रो भुवन सरलाई चाहिँ महाभारतदेखि ल्याएर रामायण सबै उहाँलाई धेरै राम्रो आउँछ। हामीले कोभिडमा त्यो पनि पढ्यौँ, त्यो पढ्नु पर्ने अवस्था छ। सकिन्छ भने तपाईँले अहिले त होइन, पढ्नु सक्नुहुन्छ भने महाभारत पढ्नुहोस्, कहिल्यै खेर जाँदैन। जुनसुकै आपतको अवस्थामा हुन्छ, जहिले पनि हुन्छ, राजनीति गर्नुहोस्। तपाईँलाई चाहिँ अप्ठ्यारो परेको अवस्था होस्, त्यहाँको श्लोकहरू, त्यहाँको चाहिँ एउटा रणनीतिहरू जिन्दगीमा लागू गर्नु भने जहिले पनि तपाईँ सफल हुनुहुन्छ। दीपक सरले किताब नपढेको कुनै पनि किताब छैन जस्तो लागेको छ। जो अहिलेको उसमा मोडर्न अहिले चाहिँ पब्लिकेसनहरू, त्यस कारण हामीले पढ्ने बानी गर्नुपर्छ। अब तपाईँले यसलाई एउटा सानो द ब्रेड विनरको लागि, ब्रेड विन गर्नको लागि सानो एउटा टपिक्स देख्नुभयो भने राम्रो, तपाईँको लायक होइन, सब्सक्राइब भयो भने काहीँ के अरे कान्तिपुरबाट उस त्यो पनि तपाईँको एउटा पाटो हो। अन्ततगत हामीले अब के प्राप्त गर्ने भन्ने चाहिँ पहिलेबाट नि तपाईँहरूले यसको फाउन्डेसन बनाउनु पर्दछ। अब तपाईँहरूले अघि राम्रो कुरा गर्नुभएको छ जस्तो विदेशको कुरामा। अब महारथी राष्ट्रहरू, इकोनोमिक्समा महारथी राष्ट्रहरू युक्रेनको युद्धको कारणले गर्दाखेरि कति छिरछिरा परेको छ। अहिले त हामी भागेर अस्ट्रेलिया जाउँला, अमेरिका जाउँला, त्यहाँ हामीभन्दा चाहिँ तन्नम भयो भने त्यहाँको राजनीतिक कुरोले होइन अब ठुलो राष्ट्रले त्यहाँ चाहिँ विस्फोट गराइदियो भने फेरि यहाँ आउनुपर्दा हाम्रो के हुन्छ होला। त्यस कारण हामी यही स्ट्रगल गर्नुपर्छ, यही बाँच्न सिक्नुपर्छ। जसरी हामीले घाँस काटेर सुँगुर बाबुआमाले पालेको सुँगुर काटेको पैसाले हामी यहाँ पढेको हो, ठुलो कुरा हामी गर्दैनौँ। भैँसीको घिउ बेचेर होइन के अरे दुई चार पाखी धान बेचेर हामी आएका हौँ। हामी अरू तपाईँले केही नगर्नुहोस्, हामी यहाँ जसरी यहाँ बसेको छौँ, कोही टिचर भनौँ, म पेसाले ओकेल छु। हामीले यो हाम्रो होइन, यो तपाईँ विद्यार्थीहरूको राम्ररी पढ्नु भने तपाईँले नि म्यानेज गर्ने हो, तपाईँहरूले नि स्कुल चलाउने हो। हामी केवल एउटा छन्द हो, किनभने हामी सधैँभरि स्कुल समातेर त 200 वर्ष त बाँच्दैन होला। त्यसकारण तपाईँहरू राम्रो हुनुहोस्, कहीँ जाँदा पवनको विद्यार्थीहरू राम्रा छन्, टिचरहरू राम्रो छन् भनेर मलाई चाहिँ त्यो साह्रै गर्व लाग्छ। त्यसकारण यस्तो विषयवस्तुमा हामीले अब म थाहा पाएँ भने म पनि पढेर तपाईँहरूको तर्कसँग कति सहमत कति असहमत हुन सकिन्छ यस विषयमा म पनि भाग लिने मलाई मनपर्छ। किनभने एउटा चिज यसले के हुन्छ भने यसको रिजन विज्ञान के अरे साहित्यले जहिले पनि मेटाफोरको माग गर्छ भने विज्ञान र तर्कले रिजनको माग गर्छ। त्यस कारण के कारणले त ब्रेड विनर हुन सकिन्छ, के कारणले हुन सकिन्छ, त्यसको रिजन खोज्नुहोस्। यो यहाँ मात्रै होइन, तपाईँले तपाईँको विषयवस्तुमा 10 को 9 को जुन क्लासमा हुनुहुन्छ नि त्यो पनि रिजल्ट खोज्नुहोस् अनि पढ्ने बानी त्यसरी बस्छ। अब यहाँ तपाईँलाई यहाँ प्याच एकजनाले भनिन्छ त्यो कुरा ठिक भएन भन्दाखेरि आँखा तरेर बक्सिङ देखाएर त भएन नि त। उसलाई त्यो तर्क गर्नको लागि तपाईँलाई पढ्नु पर्छ भने पढ्ने बानी गर्छ। त्यति भन्दै अत्यन्तै राम्रो कार्यक्रमले आज धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, sir. So finally, it's getting late. I would like to thank all the parents for your time and for your patience. And I would like to request the students. So there are a lot of members who we need to thank from our end. And a special thanks goes to our cameraman. He's also, if I'm not wrong, he's also our dance teacher. He really has recorded the most important job he has done today. So whatever we have done today, we might have already forgotten, but he has helped us to review how our performance is later on. That's why I would like to give a special thanks to him as well, and a special thanks to the parents who came and then who sat here patiently to see the students' performance over here. And I would like to thank all the respected vice principal sirs and then our board members sir as well, plus all the teachers over here who encouraged not only the students, who encouraged me as well. I'm really grateful to all of you over here, and a special thanks to all of my dear students who never, whatever I said, whatever concept, I could give a little concept and they finalized it. So this is really grateful. I would like to appreciate to their effort. All these things happened because of them. I was just the moderator. I gave them a little idea. I did not give them the complete idea. But I gave the little idea and they made it completed. That's why I really appreciate and I would like to thank to all. So thank you so much for everyone, for everything over here. Thank you.